Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture, with the workers and the resources in the Soviet Republic for the 164th time. Now, cheers! Control G hides interface with bed screen. That's actually inaccurate. I think G is you only need G. Yeah. There we go. The chemical plant, a huge chemical plant, is finished. So we now have all the things we need to make yet more electronics. Maybe even enough to be self-sufficient on it. You think? I think we might be. So now, as promised, comes the logistical challenge. First of all, we need grain and we need wood. So that's a covered hull or two for grain to start off with. What do we have? Scanias, of course, is going to be two of those. And then felled tree capacity. Yes, for some reason we have to go to rubles to buy Scanias. There. Felled tree capacity, indeed. A wood carrier, the enormous thing we'll have. Why not? It's the best one. There you go. The covered hull and wood. Gravel, I figure we're going to do a dedicated vehicles, not do a distribution office, I figured, but I think I changed my mind here. As we're going to do a distribution office for it. Yes, that would be dumpers then. Yes, it would. Does it Scania make a dumper? Yes. There you go. Okay, and so you unload grain. And you keep them pretty topped up. 80%. Why not put it at 100%? Because then they will send vehicles off whenever it gets only slightly out. Not what we want. Right, and wood. Now, first of all, grain. Grain we get from there. Load grain. Crops. Yes. And wood. Wood we can get from here, for example. Load. Wood. And yet we should have a second wood cutting post in town. The town has sort of encroached on it a little bit. There you go. Again, load wood. There. You have no tons of wood in the forest, so whilst we're here, we're going to... But there are trees around. That's strange. There isn't really that much space for a forest around here any longer. It's mostly made up of buildings nowadays. We should get a third wood cutting post and get rid of that one. Plant a few trees around here too whilst we're at it, sure. I thought to do it, maybe. Okay, we have now crops and wood taken care of. Maybe. Yeah, and gravel too. Gravel. Right, gravel. We have a road aggregate loading station around here somewhere. There it is. There you load gravel and you put that into here. Unload. Something is where vehicles unload cargo to building when building storage are filled to a lower percentage than this. Yes, but okay. What's the matter? Why is there an... Yes, I know. That's... I don't get it. What the exclamation is about. Ah, never mind. Okay. Yes. So we have... What else do you need? Oil. Oil should be coming if the pipes... Aren't the pipes done yet? No, the pipes aren't quite done yet. I haven't even started on it for some reason. Ah, it's this crap again. 2 workdays only required for the ground works for some reason, and then it won't send those workers at all. There's some bug of some description here. We should try again. Dig it like a lot deeper, and it should be much more expensive and complicated. There's now 1410 workdays instead. But I think we have, other than that, I think we have oil here. There is no output connection, I know. Is there an input connection? Doesn't really seem to be an input connection either. What the hell is... Yes, there is. If we look above ground, we see clearly the input connection. Very good. Missing gravel, wood, crops, oil. Gravel, wood, crops we have taken care of. Oil is being taken care of. Okay. That will make us chemicals. That will go into here. And here we will keep chemicals. We don't actually need that much in stock. That will probably be used. But then again, it's a good place to maybe take a bit of chemicals out if we have a surplus, which we most likely won't have. Right, but we need to fit plastics in here a bit. We need to fit electrical components in here. Well, we need space for it anyway. And steel, no steel, I think we will bring directly to them. Plastics, steel, chemicals. Yes. Chemicals, plastics. And put the finished electrical components there as well. And this is a bit much chemicals, maybe. About 100 tons. Right, steel. But we're going to buy ourselves open hull trucks. Flatbeds, also called open hull. 2 of those. 1 for each, and you go from either from the steel mill or from the attached storage at the steel mill. Does it really matter? No, it does not really matter as long as we can find the steel mill, said steel mill, which is about here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Storage does not look so to be... We don't have a proper road cargo station here. You go to the steel mill, you load steel, you wait until loaded, and so do you. And then you go to the electrical components factory, unload, wait until unloaded, and you go to the other one. Did I select the same? No. That's the number 1 and that's the number 2. Factory 2. Very good. Get going. Get going. And This place needs mechanical components, and right, mechanical components. I don't think I actually need to keep mechanical components in the storage warehouse. We'll keep a truck. I will try that at least as a start. So we'll buy a covered hull. Auto-save was interrupting me for a slight little while. Scania box truck is what we'll have, and you'll go from the mechanical components factory. Yes, and to the electronics assembly hall, right? That's where they want that stuff. Yeah, that is. Wait until unloaded. Get going. Yes, and then we also need to bring plastics and electrical components from here down to here, or rather from here down to here. Okay. Should we use the distribution office for that? I think we should. Should we use this distribution office for it? Yes, it sort of makes sense. Some buildings have unsupported settings. You don't like this aggregate unloading, but you have managed to get gravel in. So, what is your problem? There is no problem, it would seem to me. Wood, though, you don't seem to be getting a whole lot of wood. A little bit, but not a lot. Why are you getting so very little wood? They might not have... they don't have a whole lot of wood here. At least not for the moment. Okay, yes, then we buy even more cupboards. Yes. Oops, wrong button. Cover hull. Cover hull. You know it's going to be this one. 3 more apparently, yeah. And you go from there, where you load up on, you load electrical components and you load plastics. That's it. You take them here. Unload electrical components and plastics. And keep them topped up to about 80%. Yes. Okay. You're only missing oil and workers now. How are they coming on the pipe? Have they even begun work on it? Yes, they have begun work on it. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Very good. And until we have like all the resources that they need, it's really not any point of sending workers. Although we could prepare a little bus line. Create new line. This is electro complexet. Bus. We need like a huge amount of workers for this bus. Total capacity 184 workers, 155. Top speed 72, top speed 80, 80. This I think will be a good choice. 2 or 3 of those. Come to think of it, I think I have like 10 of these standing around somewhere. Anyway. So, you go from Utopia. The Utopia bus platform, the one with the workers, which is this one. Or you load. And you go to the bus stop. Here. Unload. You now realize that you are a bus line. We enabled the line spacing, and sure, we don't need to mess around with that. Now, get going. Do we have that? There comes the steel. Very good. To get going, was that really what you intended to do? We wanted to have all the resources here before you got them going. Ah, yes. So might have been such might have been the case. That's such wasn't. Have you checked that all is reachable from this bus stop? All seems reachable from this bus stop. Yes. There they're loading up on the gravel. I don't see what you're complaining about, their distribution office. And now you're sending a wood carrier out. Very good. They have 5 tons. Not a lot. You know. Oh, we could actually, here for example, here is a pretty good spot to plant the forest, isn't it? I think it is. We could have we could have a wood cutting post here right next door. Yes. Wood cutting post. Quality of source 43%. Yes, but I'm going to plant more trees. Did that have electricity? Might not have had electricity. Then it's going to be problematic and it's not going to work. Wood cutting post. It indeed does not have electricity. Let's forget about it then. Put it somewhere else. There you have electricity from up there all of a sudden. Huh. Okay. Good for you. Yep. Construction office assigned to do that stuff. Very good. And plant trees and accessories. Pine. All around here. Something along these lines. Okay, you're missing electrical components and plastics. Yes, that's going to require a little bit of work to get that. You have crops, you have gravel, you have wood. You don't have oil yet, but it will be coming. It will be coming so goddamn quick when this is finished. You wouldn't believe it. And then you only need workers, and this needs chemicals and oil. That's coming. Chemicals is when we get workers and oil into there. These they need steel and plastics. Chemicals will be coming too, and so will plastics. The first bus of workers has actually arrived here. Yeah, lovely. Didn't get a whole lot of workers in though, but that might need some fine-tuning and tweaking. Perhaps a bus end station even. Because I think that most of the time there should be plenty of workers waiting around here, but then there's also quite a few buses. There's the electro complex, 154 workers for that one. Refinery workers, 96 workers. The way it works here now is we used to waste a lot of workers by them going to the airport and then no plane arriving, and then they would count as workers without job. So I fixed it, tweaked it a bit so that they go to the airport if they want to, wait around for an hour. If an airplane comes, great, they go on the airplane, they go dig for coal. If not, they walk on to this bus stop. So we have a lot more workers here and also less unemployment here. And in the very unlikely event that a bus has not arrived in the time that you've been standing around here, then you, as a last resort, you walk to the train platform. And that should have them all set. Yes. But we're only waiting for the goddamn pipe. And when that's done, this should spring into action. If we speed it up a bit, we could even cram it in this evening. Unless I've missed something, which is very much possible, even likely. 38 workers. I was hoping for a few more, maybe. As we might need a bit more of the buses. How long is this line? It's 3 kilometers. Okay, we could stand like a lot more buses, maybe. 2 more? 2 more? 2 more? Yeah, we'll go with 2 and see if it triggers line spacing to a horrible extent or what happens. Plastics, chemicals, is all you're lacking now. Well, this might actually work out pretty nicely. Where are you going? Aren't you set to wait until unloaded? No, you're not. Oh. But your colleague is. Yes. Is it typical here that the People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture should have the last bit that we get in here is the actual petroleum. Such can it be. Spring is here. Well, spring may not be here, but the snow is melting. Snow has melted. Okay, you have dug. You have finished the digging. Now you just need to lay down the pipe. 405 workdays and 57 tons of steel. That should not be an issue, right? I don't know where you get it, but they have 340 tons, so it's okay. Yes, but goddammit, hurry up. Whilst you're doing this, we can go and have a look how they're doing with the last farm. Which one is that again? It's here. Well, they are coming along, slowly. Very slowly. They're coming along. Maybe get this construction office helping too. It's a long way to travel. Yes, I know it's a long way to travel. But this is really in the middle of everything. Yeah, and we're going to need to distribute fuel out here too, which is a little bit problematic. We have this one, but that only has 1 free slot for fuel distribution. I'm going to have to build yet another distribution office, aren't I? I suppose. There you you go, you're out of grain. And it's been a new year. It's not interesting to look at the grain production because we haven't changed anything since the year before. Now we're making slightly more crops than we use. That was before this came online. And the oil is still not here. 110 workers though. That's good. The one working on this, yes. You declicked the pipe. The pipe is interesting here now. We want that so that we can get going on actual production. It can spring into life. Probably going to happen as soon as this. Now, gravel we don't have a storage for, but I hope the dumpers here will be able to cope. Could maybe get... we can buy yet another dumper. Just in case. But come on, mechanical components. Why are you... source this without mechanical components, really now? What is your source for mechanical components? Huh. Down here is where you're supposed to get your mechanical components. Okay, and we're not supplying it with mechanical components apparently. Yeah, that's the problem. We're supposed to be doing that. How do we accomplish that? We could... we need a distribution office for it. Right, but these new distribution offices around here, they were sort of supposed to be doing stuff related to this. But whatever. Covered hull. I thought we're not going to get this anytime soon. I can have a few Kenworths. You go from the mechanical components factory, either that, or you go from the warehouse here. I think you can go from the warehouse. They even have a road cargo station at the warehouse. There you go. Load mechanical components, and you go here. Since apparently this is where the construction officers expect to find it. Unload. And you should... yes, indeed. You should also unload electrical components down here. Electrical components and mechanical components. However, electrical components you get out of this place. Electrical components. Yes. Did you send... They are gone? They're gone? But is this not... no, right, it doesn't have an associated vehicle because we're sending it to the road cargo station attached to it. Here we have them. 12 tons. That time we're going to see this chemical plant in action and the whole chain before I'm letting go this time. Been doing this for like the last four or five episodes, right? 4, I think. Getting this electronics business in line. So yes, we're sticking around until it's actually in action. That's great. You brought mechanical components down there. You too. Also great. Now Now, you, huge construction office, now you have no complaints regarding mechanical components any longer. And underground, where is this? You have a related vehicle coming. You have a Volvo F12, which should have all the mechanical components that you require in order to finish the unfinished pipeline 1880. Wouldn't you know it? Let me tell you, I can't wait until the new CPU arrives, although it gets postponed and postponed and postponed. I'm not trusting any of those, what do you call it, preliminary dates any longer until it's actually here. But when it is here, this thing will be so slow that it will not be enjoyable anymore, and then we'll see what an upgrade can do. Where we go from a Xeon E3-1240 at 3.4 GHz to an AMD Ryzen 5800X as also around 3.4 GHz, I think, base frequency, but able to turbo up to 4.8 or something. And this is the first, I have not bought an AMD CPU in over 20 years. Oh, I've been an Intel person, and I'm expecting to be let down. I'm expecting to be let down. I'm expecting it to crash and all the. Yeah, well, I'm also going from a Xeon processor with ECC RAM and things to consumer grade crap. That's how it is. Can't always get it. Now the pipeline is finished. Great. Are you pumping oil? Yes, you are pumping oil because it is smoke is coming out of the smokestacks at the huge chemical plant. Wonderful. Oil tank is being filled up. Plastics. You're making plastics too. Wonderful. That is also wonderful. And as soon as they start building up a little bit of electrical components and such here, you should. What are you doing? Yes, you could wait until they have actually made some plastics until you send it, but whatever. Now we have workers in here, great. They're missing plastics though. They're missing electrical components too, but yeah, it's going to take a little while for all this to settle in. But there we have it. It's now online. Oh, there's one more thing to do. We have a distribution office that is responsible for getting this one, radio distribution. It is responsible for getting electronics, finished radios and television to end consumers. You now have a new source for electronics. It's here. Yes, it is. There you load electronics. And you unload them down there at the warehouse, which is a good thing because that gets distributed to other settlements. Yes. These buses are filled. Very good. And it's just a matter of putting enough buses on them to get enough workers in without triggering them to slow down. But we could try putting in an end station. That helps the line spacing, and it also helps refueling the buses before each and every run, so they don't have to go waste valuable worker time on that. Oh, but now we're making electronics. It's all good. Do we have any finished? Yeah, we have 160 kilograms of finished electronics. That wasn't too difficult, was it? No, it only took 5 episodes here to get this up and running. Oh, and this too. Yes, we would like to have fuel distributed here if that's not impossible. But it could well be that again, that distribution office has all its slots filled, and so do you probably. Yes. You'll have to go find the gas station then. As it stands right now, we buy these. As this one, you add connection there, you load wood. 1,500 tons of wood in the forest, not a lot, but then it does not count the trees that I just planted yet because they're not old enough. Which makes a bit of sense. Yes, thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.